Alright, so we have Dev, Vishal, Praneet and Tanvi, and here in the classroom we have Davik, Arush and Sahit. So now the thing is, what are we starting with or what are we continuing with actually? So in the last class, if you guys remember, we had started talking about parametric equations. Do you guys remember that? Do you recall that? Yeah? Little bit? Okay. So I'll just give a quick view of what we have learned so far, and then we'll get into a little bit of rigor on the same topic so that we get more familiar with that. So we have dealt with all possible types of equation, be it a linear equation, be it a quadratic equation, be it any polynomial or expressions. So here what we see is, if you look at this equation or this equation, what you see is they are variables like x and y and they are dependent on each other. They have an agreement among themselves that okay, value of x plus 2 times the value of y equal to 15. So this is a relationship between x and y. So x determines y or y determines x. That's what we have seen. When you look at parametric equation, in such a scenario, x and y are both a function of a third thing that is called parameter. If I say x equal to 5t and y equal to 3t squared minus 9, there is no direct relationship between x and y. We can certainly derive that, but a parametric equation says that the two variables that you are dealing with, or many variables that you are dealing with, everything is dependent on a third thing which is called parameter. Yeah? And if you guys recall, we talked about a situation where we looked at a horizontal and vertical motion, where we talked about somebody standing on the roof of a building and then throwing a stone in the horizontal direction at certain speed, and apparently under the influence of gravity the stone falls down or hits the ground. So we saw, okay, there is a horizontal movement happening in this direction and there is a vertical movement happening in that direction, and we looked at the equation that was determining this. How far this will move? Let's say after 3 seconds, if you are throwing this at a velocity of let's say 5 meters per second, after 3 seconds the x distance would be 5 times t, this many meters. Similarly, we saw that okay, how much this will travel in the vertical direction without we worrying about this whole equation. We said this will be half gt squared, where g is the gravitational acceleration. Come on in. Find a place for yourself. And do you have a notebook, beta?
I think
Hey, it's okay. Sit down. You find a notebook there. You can note down whatever you want to note down, and then we will. And you might want to open that drawer. Find a pen.
Oh no, I have a pencil. Sorry, I was coming from a different class.
Okay, no worries. So have a seat. So basically we are talking about parametric equation. Everybody, we all have seen linear equation, quadratic equation, polynomials, whatnot. This is a different type of equation where both the variables x and y is a function of t. So here what you are seeing is the x value, if I am talking about a stone being thrown in horizontal direction at this speed, let's say this is the equation which determines after 3 seconds how far it will travel in x direction, horizontal direction, and then under the influence of gravitational force, how much it will travel in y direction. So let's not worry about this equation for now. The only takeaway here we have is the two variables that we are talking about, they are not directly linked to each other, they are rather linked to a third variable called a parameter. That's why it's called parametric equation. So far it's okay, right? I mean, this is essentially what we have covered in the previous class. I was just doing a recap of that. Okay? So in the simplest form, if you ever talk about, let's say you are given a set of parametric equations say, okay, where your x equals, let's say, t over 3 and y is given as, let's say, t square minus 5t plus 6. You know that you can derive the value of x by substituting the value of t. Similarly, for the same value of t, you can derive the corresponding value of y also. So far when we were drawing it in the coordinate plane, we were putting, let's say I have an equation for x and y. I will put the value of x and determine the corresponding value of y. Here we are saying, okay, everything is dependent on t. Let's say when t is 1, when t is 1, x is 1 over 3. When t is 1, my value of y is 1 squared, that is 1, minus 5 into 1, that is minus 5. 1 minus 5 plus 6. So 7 minus 5, that is 2. And you will say, okay, when t is 2, you will find out the corresponding value of x and y again. Put t equal to 2, that will be 2 over 3. And t is 2, 2 squared is 4, minus 5 times 2 is 10. 4 minus 10 plus 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10 and minus 10. This becomes 0. This is just the basic premise of what is our understanding of parametric equation and how that translates into a table that we are used to seeing. Is everybody with me so far? Davik, okay? You look very tired.
I didn't sleep at all last night.
Oh, sorry about that, but yeah. It's what we all go through, right? And now you guys can relate how I have so much less hair compared to you guys. I've gone through it more. Yeah. So I'm not saying that you all have a future like me. You all will have less hair like me. But I'm saying we all grow with time. We all go through different stages, and that is how we become stronger and we learn a lot of things. So everybody is okay so far with respect to whatever we talked about for a parametric equation. Now let's look at some problems, because when you deal with the problem, then only you can relate that with the concept that we have talked about so far and see what is coming your way as a problem that you'll have to solve in your exams or tests. So, Amelia, all good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Amelia was excited to understand what we are doing in pre-calculus class. Okay. So I said, okay, why don't you come and be a guest and see what we do, and am I making sense to all of you? Have I made enough sense so far, Tanvi, Dave, Vishal, Praneet? Little bit? Okay. Yeah. Alright. So we just understood or we just revised what is a parametric equation. Let's deal with some problems so that we can relate to that and see what is the relevance of it when it comes to solving similar problems. Let's look at something. I have put some questions for you guys. I have found some questions for you guys. And we are given two equations. X equal to minus 4t plus 1. Y equals square root of t minus 2. And then there are four graphs given, okay? This is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is how it is drawn, so I'm just drawing it the same way. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, and this is going from here to 3, and this is 1, and this is minus 1. This is one graph, and before I go deeper into it, let me quickly draw it and then we'll try relating it. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8, minus 10. And you have something starting from here, going till here, and this point is 1. Here it will be minus 1. Let me just use my skill with drawing to draw all the graphs. and then we will 4, 6, 8, 10, and you have a graph going from here to here. This is 2 and this is 4. Okay? -2, -4. And the fourth option is here. Okay, this is okay, fine. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, and starts from here, goes here. And this is 1, this is 2. Okay, so thanks to my drawing skill. So this question says these are the two parametric equations given to us, and then it says which of the four graphs represent this set of parametric equations. And it will look cryptic, it will look complicated, it will look worrisome, but this is going to remain our silver bullet. These are parametric equations given. Can you guys see the board? Okay. Vishal?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first equation is x equals -4t plus 1, y equals square root of t minus 2, and then we are given four graphs. And we have been asked to figure out which of the graphs is representing x and y. Meaning you will put the value of t and see which of the graph represents x and y values. So essentially if you look at it, for every graph you will see 2 points. This is starting at x of value of x equals 2 and going till value of x equals 10 or a little bit closer to 10, and then here it's somewhere around 3. Similarly here it's starting from -7 and going up to -10 or -11 and corresponds to y value of 1. So these are four graphs you have. Now I want to pick your brain. See, ultimately for me it's a very simple thing. I have x and y value. I'll pick up some value of t, substitute that and see which one corresponds to these two equations. So what would be your approach? What is cooking up in your mind right now? Yeah, Praneet.
So I would first try and use a t value that would be like at least like say 0 to see where my x and y are.
Okay.
So I can get a starting point and see where the rest of the graph goes.
Okay. Use that approach. Tell me which option you are leaning towards. Amelia, you would want to give it a try? Think about it. Break your head. Come out of your comfort zone. That's how you solve math. Yep.
For A and D, are they both starting at -7?
So here, look at this. A and D both have a -7 point, but they are like a reflection of each other. One is facing upward, one is facing downward. Tanvi, tell me what's going in your mind right now.
I was going to ask you to repeat the question because I know they understand it.
Okay, so this is where the whole magic lies. Read, analyze, and then do it. Here we have two parametric equations given. X equals -4t plus 1, y equals square root of t minus 2. There are two equations given. And we have been given four graphs, and we have been asked to figure out which of the graph is representing these parametric equations. Yeah?
Okay.
Think about it, it's not that difficult. When I'll solve it, you guys will start wondering why you not thought on those lines. Yeah, tell me, what is going in your mind? Okay, okay. So again, see, when I'm asking questions to you guys, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm just making you guys think, okay? I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. You all are my kids, okay? Nobody should feel that, okay, why me? Now, I want each one of you to think, come out of your cell, put your thoughts across. Vishal, what's going on?
I think first, like, you had to like set your set some numbers for like P, and then you might get an X and Y value, which like you can maybe graph it.
Okay. You and Praneet said pretty much the similar thing. Yes, Arush.
When for A and B, when the graph ends, is it ending or is it keep going? Is it end or not?
I mean, nowhere it is mentioned, so I would not even assume that. For me, these are 2 points given to us. Let me simplify this for you guys. Okay. Now that will probably give you guys a different perspective. Now here, the most basic approach that you guys will take is obviously like what Praneeth and Vishal explained, that I'll put a value of t equal to 0 or 1 and find out the corresponding value of x and y. I will not do it that way. Yeah.
Can you just solve for t, like you get x, and then you solve for t, and then you replace that with, you place that in the y equation.
Exactly. So see, this is what I will do. What I see from the 4 graphs is there are certain points where it is touching the x or y axis. Okay? When it's touching the x axis, okay, meaning the y value will be 0. When it's touching the x axis, the y value will be 0. Let's say I'm concerned about when it's touching the x axis. That means the y value will be 0. That means this will be 0. The square root of t minus 2 will be 0. T minus 2 will be 0. T will be 2. I got a good starting point. When t is equal to 2, that is the point where it will touch the, or where it is supposed to touch the x-axis. So when t is equal to 2, that is when the y value is 0, meaning it's touching the x-axis. So when t is 2, I'll put it here. When I put t as 2, it becomes 4 into 2 is minus 8 plus 1. This is minus 7. So when x equal to minus 7, that is where it is supposed to touch the x-axis. Let's see, out of the 4 graphs, where it is touching the x-axis at minus 7. This one is not touching x equal to minus 7, at least from the picture that we see. This is where it's touching the x-axis where x is minus 7. Not even the here. So this is ruled out, this is ruled out, this is also ruled out. So we have to do reverse thinking here. I'm not denying that the approach that you guys took was wrong. This is called an alternate approach, I would say, probably. If you put different values of t, you might be able to get the solution, okay? But your idea is not to solve it and then graph it. Your objective here is to eliminate the unwanted options. And by looking at the graph, you are saying, okay, in all the graph is touching the x or y axis. Let's say when touching x axis. When it touches the x axis, any line, if it touches the x axis, on that point the y coordinate will be equal to 0. If I am talking about any line or anything touching y axis, on that point the x coordinate will be 0. So we said, okay, fine, let's see where it's touching the x axis. Wherever it touches the x axis, my y value will be 0. From that we determine the t, and once we determine the t, we put it here. That gave us a clear clue that this is my option. Is it making sense, Praneeth, Vishal? Do you think this was worth giving it a thought? Dave? Making sense? I'm sorry, Peter? Okay, so these were the two equations that we had, and these were the four graphs given to us. And we were asked to find out which out of the four graphs is representing these two parametric equations. So, obviously, this is a parametric equation where x and y value both are dependent on t. So, instead of, we had one option of putting different values of t, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and see what is the corresponding value of x and y, and then find it out. I took a shortcut. Just by looking at the graph, what I see is, on the graph, it's either touching the x-axis or the y-axis. Here is touching the y-axis here is touching the x-axis on negative side, here is touching the x-axis on the positive side, here is touching the y-axis on negative side, or the fourth quadrant. So I said, okay, fine. Let me find out a situation when it's touching the x or y-axis. And we had both options. We could have picked up x-axis or y-axis. Just by fluke, I picked up, let's pick up a point where it touches the x-axis. So wherever it touches the x-axis, that means on that point the y-coordinate will be 0. And when this is 0, t became 2. Meaning, for the value of t equal to 2 is touching the x-axis. I put the value of t in the second equation to determine what is the value of x, on what point, or for what value of x is touching the x-axis, and gave me this as a clue. Because my x value came as -7. From all these four, you see, the only option that is touching the x-axis is this one, on -7. Does it make sense now, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay. Tanvi, no doubt.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get it, sir.
I'm sorry, Peter?
I got it, sir.
Okay. Vishal, did I give you food for thought? No, I was asking, did I give you guys food for thought? I know it's dinner time, that's why I'm talking about food. Yeah? Okay. Amelia, make sense a little bit? Yeah. So, see, again, we don't really deal with parametric equations very often. It has more to do with the concepts of physics that we use. Okay? Where you're talking about two dimensions where it's related on something else. So here, when you're talking about parametric equations, in the simplest form, you'll assume that, okay, in regular equation, if you're talking about an equation with two variables, x and y, they are dependent on each other. Here, x and y both are not caring about each other. They are dependent on a third thing. It's like, you guys are students, I'm the teacher. You will say, okay, you are not dependent on me to learn things. I'll say, I'm not dependent on you to teach things. We are dependent on our neighbor. I will teach my neighbor and he will pass on the information to you guys. That's how it is. Or you are reaching out to my neighbor to ask the questions and then he apparently reaches out to me to get the answers and then passes back to you. So I know it's not a good analogy, but something that you can relate to. Yeah? Is that okay? Now, with whatever we have done so far, let's look at the next problem and see this time it feels a little better or not. And in the previous class we also talked about that, okay, if I, let's say, let me put this equation and this question on the board again. If I have y equals, let's say 3t minus 5 and x equals t plus 9. Can I draw a relationship between x and y here? I can, right? So what I can do is, okay, I will find out the value of t in terms of x. So t equals, if I look at this equation, t equals x minus 9 and take this value here. Y equal to 3t, t is x minus 9 minus 5. Now if you break it open, it becomes y equals 3x minus 3 times 9 27 minus 5. So y equals 3x minus 32. So when you have a parametric equation, you can always derive a rectangular equation out of it. This is called rectangular equation, right? Now you guys will say, why rectangular equation? Because if you look at x and y axis, this draws nothing but a rectangle for us. Yeah. If you look at the coordinate plane, x and y, what do you have? Rectangle. So that's why these are called rectangular equations also. So from a parametric equation, you can always derive or construct a rectangular equation like what we saw just now. And in the previous class when we were discussing about it, what happens is when you are looking at x and y value in terms of t, here you are concerned about the direction. You know the starting point, like the graphs you saw. You saw starting point and ending point. It tells you from where you are starting and where you are going. When you convert this parametric equation to a rectangular equation, you will get the value, you will get the graph, but you will not know what is the starting point, what is the ending point. Okay? That's the only difference. Do you guys remember that? I forgot. Am I blabbering? Am I misguiding? Anything? No? Okay. So for Amelia, I mean, this is your first class on this one. What we concluded in the last class was that parametric equation is nothing coming out of the blue. It's the same thing, represented in a different way. And when you have a third parameter deciding your x and y value, that helps you get a direction. That helps you tell when you are starting. Let's look at this equation. X equal to 5t and y equals 3t squared by 8. From where will you start? You will say, okay, when t is equal to 0, what is the value of x? And what is the value, when t is equal to 0, what is the value of x? This is 0 and this is also 0. So when you are graphing it, you will say, okay, this is my first point. When t is equal to 1, this becomes 5 and this becomes 3 into 1 squared by 8, 3 over 8. Oh, you say, okay, this is 5 and 3 over 8. So basically it tells you starting from here, and as time progresses you are moving in this direction. So when you are looking at a parametric equation, it tells you a starting point and the direction in which the graph is moving. But if you convert this into an equation in terms of x and y, let's say this becomes t equals x over 5, and if you put it here, y equals t 3 over 8 t squared x over 5 squared. So y equals 3 by 8 into x squared over 25, which is 3x squared over 200. So here the equation that you got, it will plot the same graph, but it will go, you don't have a starting point. So you will randomly pick minus 10, minus 8, minus 6, minus 4, minus 2, 20, 70, whatever you want to pick. But you don't know from where you are starting, because there is no t, there is no starting point given to you. So that's the only difference between parametric equation and a rectangular equation. When you convert a parametric equation to a rectangular equation, you will lose the direction part of it. You will lose your starting point, but you will still get the same relationship between x and y. Does that make sense? So if I have a parametric equation, can I convert that to a rectangular equation? Yes. If I have a rectangular equation, can I convert to a parametric equation? Tanvi, Dave, Vishal, Praneeth. Question for you guys. If I have a rectangular equation, let's say y equal to 3x minus 9. Can I convert this into a parametric equation as a function of something like a t or a s?
I don't think you can.
I'm sorry, Vita?
I don't think you can.
You're right. We can't, because this one doesn't have any definition of from where you're starting and where you're going. Okay? So that's why if you ever look at any parametric equation, it will be very much there is a term called bounded. This parametric equations are always bounded. If it says 3t squared y equals 5t over 6, it will say where t is ranging between -2 and 2. So you know that you are starting from -2 and going up to all the way till 2. So your parametric equations always have a starting point, ending point, and that is how you will see the definition of it. Let's pick one more problem, because when you see more problem become smaller. Let's look at the next one. Is everybody with me? Tanvi, Dev, Praneet, Vishal,
Yes.
Sahit, Devik, Arush, Amelia, with me? Yeah. Okay. No, you guys are with me. I know. Still mentally with me or not? Physically, everybody is here. Okay. Now let's look at one more problem. And just forget about parametric equation, rectangular equation. Let's look at this problem as a problem in isolation. We have something called y equals 2x squared plus 3x. It says let x equals t. Okay. Parameterize the rectangular equation in terms of t. So it says y equal to 2x squared plus 3x. It says let's say x is equal to t. It says parameterize the rectangular equation in the terms of t, meaning find out y equal to something in terms of t. What will that be? Any guess? Yeah.
2t squared plus 3t.
As simple as that. As simple as that. See, this is the kind of question you will come across. And this will be the highest scoring question for you guys without putting any effort. As long as you are aware of the concept behind. As long as you know what is a parametric equation, what is a rectangular equation. This equation says y equal to 2x squared plus 3x. That's a rectangular equation given to us. Where it's saying assume x equals t. Find out the value of y as a parametric equation. Or say parameterize this equation. X is equal to t and y value is equal to this. Every place you have x, replace that with the t. Then full marks without any effort. Yeah? So when you hear the term parameterize this equation, you just need to think what you want to replace with. Yeah? Let's look at one more. Now this time it will look little daunting, but it is not. As long as you all trust me for my instinct. I'll keep on repeating, irritating, bothering you guys with this, because this is going to be your savior under all circumstances. Okay? You know what is this, right? I keep looking for opportunity to repeat this, but yeah, I'll not do that. Read, analyze and then do it. Now here's the question. X equals -6 minus 5 cos of t. Okay? Y equals 7 plus 9 sin of t. Convert the parametric equation into rectangular form. Convert this parametric equation to rectangular form, meaning write the equation as in x and in terms of x and y. Okay? And here are the options given to you. Y minus 7 over 9 square plus x plus 6 over minus 5 square equals 1. If somebody is scared, I'll say don't be, because life is not very difficult as we always assume. interesting and equally scary. Yeah. So this is a question that is given to us. These are the two parametric equations given to us. X minus 6 minus 5 cos t, y equals 7 plus 9 sin t. These are the two parametric equations given. We have been asked to convert this into rectangular equation or convert them into rectangular form, and these are four options given: A, B, C and D. Y minus 7 over 9 square plus x plus, I'm not reading it, okay? It'll just get you guys confused. So with these two equations, find out which is the option. Which of the rectangular form or which of the rectangular equation below is equivalent to this. Everybody got the question? Dev, Tanvi, Vishal, Pranit? Yeah, Vishal?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. You have two parametric equation, okay? First one says x equals minus 6 minus 5 cos t. And second one says y equals 7 plus 9 sin t. Okay? And then you have to convert this into a rectangular form. And you are given four options: A, B, C and D. And I am not reading it, okay? Because if I read it, it will be difficult for you guys to catch. I mean, just okay, let me not be lazy here. Y minus 7 over 9 square plus x plus 6 over minus 5 square equals 1. That is the first option. Y minus 9 over 7 square plus x minus 5 over 6 square equal to 1. Third option is y minus 7 over 9 square minus x plus 6 over minus 5 square equal to 1. And fourth option is y minus 7 by 9 square minus x minus 5 over 6 square equal to 1. Which of the option looks right to you guys? See, I'm already sweating, and I'm pretty sure some of you are sweating already. Sweating, not physically sweating like me. I'm saying sweating with your thoughts, grappling with it, and that is needed. Let's see what's going on. This looks scary. Looks difficult, but it is not difficult. Super duper easy. And you'll believe that. Once I solve it, you'll believe that. I'm just trying to pick your brain, shake you all to get some ideas. Praneeth, what's going on?
Trying to isolate T so I can plug in I
Okay. There's something called instinct. There's something called instinct that is also very important. Do you think anybody would be intelligent enough to put the value of t, form a table and then do it? For this kind of problem, you will deal with your instinct. I'm pretty sure all of you have dealt with trigonometry a little bit, right? And if you remember some of the rules of trigonometry, sine theta equal to cos of 90 degree minus theta. Composite angle theorem. Sine theta equal to 1 over cosec square theta, cosec theta. Yeah. Tan theta equal 1 by cot theta. I'm still keeping the trump card with me. Sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. This is something that we all know since we have been dealing with trigonometry. Sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Do you guys remember this? Now look at this one. You have a cos theta and you have a sine theta. See, till you have trigonometric functions in your equation, you will end up breaking your head, you will end up scratching your head, you will end up losing your head. If you want to avoid that, get rid of these guys as soon as you can. Meaning, what from this thing, what you will do is, I have given you guys some clue now. I want to get rid of sin and cos theta because that is getting confusing for us, right? I mean, you look at, okay, when theta is 0, how much? When theta is pi by 2, how much? When theta is, pi by 3, how much, and all that. That's too much of work. And this is an objective type question. We have to get this knocked out quickly. So sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Let's find out what is the value of cos theta from this guy. X, this comes this side, x plus 6 equals minus 5 cos t. Yeah? Or cos t equals x plus 6 over minus 5. Correct? From this one, what do you find? Sin t equals what? Sin t will be equal to, everything comes this side. So y minus 7 divided by 9 is sin t. Now cos square theta plus sin square theta equal to 1. So this square plus this square will be equal to 1. There you have that thing. Y minus 7 by 9 square plus x plus 6 by minus 5 square equal to 1. This looks like a potential option. This is same thing, but yeah, this is different. Yeah, it's not matching. X minus 5 over 6, we have x plus 6 over minus 5. So this one is not the option. And anyways, minus thing is doesn't work, right? Sin square theta plus cos square theta it has to be. So just by going by the instinct, again, pre-calculus is not going to be algebra, trigonometry, geometry. It's everything coming together. So even if it was looking like an algebra thing, we started with equations, but then it has underlying trigonometry concept that you have to apply. Are you guys able to relate to what I'm saying? I mean, do you guys see merit in what I did? Vishal, are you able to follow me better?
Yeah.
Tanvi, Dave?
Yes, sir.
So, see, this is there's one word that is worth $1 million for all of us, I mean excluding me, till you guys come out of SAT exam, or most of the exams actually. Whenever you are dealing with multiple choice questions, there are two ways of solving it. One is you solve it and get the answer, or second option is eliminate the unnecessary options. So here we are talking about eliminating the unnecessary options. And for elimination, we could have taken a longer route by putting different values of t, 0 degree, 60 degree, 45 degree, and that would have made the calculation look much more complicated. I'm not sure if that would have related to any of these. But what we are doing is, these trigonometric functions are making our life complicated. If we have a way to knock them off, or see, when you look at this thing, when you just look at the options, what do you see? Something square plus something square equal to 1. Something square plus something square equal to 1. Something square minus something square equal to 1. When you talk about square and you are looking at the sin and cos thing, then also you can relate. Okay, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Oh, can I relate to any of them? So that is how you. Now that is my golden opportunity. You read the question a couple of times, and this is when you are breaking your head. Don't jump to solving the problem. And when you are spending more time here, that is when you will probably get a clue like this, to get an instinct to eliminate that. Making sense? Tanvi? Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now a question for all of you, except Praneeth. Praneeth has probably heard this story from me more than 100 times by now. Arush, how many times I have talked about RAN so far to you? 20, 40, 50? Okay, I want this to become a practice. That's the whole intent, okay? I'm not trying to get a patent for this thing, okay? This is a formula that I have derived for you guys. More than a formula, it's an approach that I am prescribing you guys, because you will see, this actually helps you save a lot of effort when you might go in a wrong direction. So Praneeth, I mean, you might appreciate this, right? I mean, you and Vishal were thinking about putting the value of t and then solving it, right? That would have taken a much longer route to come here. And the A, the first letter of alphabet, has a lot of value in it. Yeah? Okay. Now let's look at one more problem. Because more the problems, lesser problem in future. Okay, I have this time, okay, let this be the last problem for the day. But instead of me trying to solve it, I want you guys to solve it. And tell me what is going in your mind. So these are the two parametric equations given. Says convert the parametric equation provided to rectangular form. Is this difficult? Do it. Amelia, do you want to try it? We have two equations, two parametric equations, and we have been asked to convert this into a rectangular form. Meaning, find out the relationship between x and y.
Yeah.
Killing t. Kill t. How will you try?
Could you plug the line?
I'm sorry, Vika?
Could you plug the line?
We are not trying to plot. We are just trying to convert these two parametric
I
equations.
said like you want to get rid of the t, right?
Yeah.
So in order to solve for x, could you put that's square root of t squared plus y, right?
No, this is 4.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So, is everybody trying this one? I'm waiting to hear from you guys what will be the equivalent rectangular form of these two parametric equations. So, I will do it for you. Vika. So, see, you have x equals t square plus 4 plus y equals t plus 3 plus. Okay.
I mean, I kind of understood when you were going to convert it, but I didn't really.
Okay. So here, what we do is we just knock off t. That's what I told you. So that we get relationship in terms of x and y. So this from this equation, if you see y equals t plus 3, so t will be equal to, since we travel on this side, becomes y minus 3. Right? Yeah. Now you take the value of t, very clear. That's it. So x equals t square, t is y minus 3, y minus 3 square plus 4. T minus b whole square, so it's y square minus 2ab, 2 into 3, 6y plus b square, that is 9, plus 4. So this becomes x equals y square minus, oops, I never do good with calculations. 6y, oops, that doesn't hard actually, plus 9 plus 4, 30. That's it. Done. Okay. Done? Read it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we solve it?
You just tell me what is the equation that is coming out of these two?
Y is equal to x squared minus 1.
Y equals x square minus 1. Okay. Praneeth, what is your equation coming out of these two?
One second. Check again.
Sure. Vishal, what's your answer?
I'm not done with it.
Okay. Tanvi, are you able to do it better?
Yeah, I'm working on it, sir.
Okay. Dave.
Oh, wait, it's not bad.
Okay.
I'm working on it, sir.
See, my biggest problem in life is I don't trust anybody when it comes to solving math. So, no matter who gives what answer, I will still do it. I mean, again, I'm not saying that my every word has a lot of value in it, but when I'm saying something to you guys, there's an intent behind. When I say I don't trust anybody, meaning I expect each one of you to solve it by yourself and then validate your answer with your friends. If your best friend says, okay, this is the answer, trust me, No, I don't trust you. Let me do it. That's the message. Let's see what Sahid says. Yeah, Sahid, what's your answer? What's your answer?
X, Y, X plus 1.
Say that again.
Okay.
Okay, Harush, tell me.
Okay. So y is equal to the square root of x squared minus 4
Minus 4.
plus 3 outside of the square root.
Okay. Praneeth,
Plus 3.
plus x plus
After
3.
after square root.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Praneeth, tell me.
I got y equal to x plus 1.
Y equal to x plus 1.
If you compare on the other side, because the length blocks when you're writing down.
No, I could not hear you, Dave. Say that again.
I was just asking if you could write on the other side of the board, because the light covers when you're writing.
Okay. No. So I'm just writing the answer that I'm hearing from each one of you. You don't worry about that. I'm not solving anything here. Everything is here in the center. Is it better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Now it's not y squared.
Okay. So again, you guys will quote me as a very bad person, but what to do? I don't trust anybody. Let me do it. So here we have x and y value given, and when we have to convert this to rectangular form, the idea is to get rid of the parameter, which is t here. Now the simplest approach that I can take is find out the value of t from one of the equations, whichever is easier. So let's find out the value of t here from this equation, because this looks easier, much more friendly, right? Linear equation. So y equal to t plus 3. That means if I keep t only on this side, move this guy to the other side, it becomes y minus 3. T equals y minus 3. That is what I will plug here. So x equals t squared, y minus 3 squared plus 4, which means x equals square root of y minus 3 whole square. A minus b whole square is a squared minus 2ab, so 2 into 3 into y, plus b square, which is 3 square, 9, plus this. So this part is nothing but this value. So from this we got x equals square root of y squared minus 2 into 3, 6y plus 9 plus 4, that becomes 13. Am I missing something? Am I doing something different from what you did? Yeah, Praneeth.
Since y minus 3 squared is inside the square root, wouldn't the square cancel out the square root?
No, it's not. See, this is t square, y minus 3 whole square. If you cancel it out, see, look at this. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 9 plus 4 will be square root of 9 plus 4, 30, square root of 13. I will not say this is square root of 9 and plus square root of 4.
What if I squared both sides?
That also works. That also works.
Okay.
I mean,
I got square root of x squared minus 4, exit square root plus 3.
but yeah, as long as you are not missing anything, it should be fine.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming that as long as, see, the only thing here is, if I have this whole thing in the square root, because this is t square is this part and 4 is this, I cannot take these guys, I cannot treat these guys separately and these guys separately. It has to be together. We don't have a way to separate them out. Yeah? Tanvi, is it making sense better? Dave?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Amelia, little bit,
Kind of.
kind of. So again, let me tell you guys one thing. We are almost done with the class. I'm not going to pick up a new problem here. Just a message for you all. Do you guys know? I mean, it's a story that I want you guys to be aware of. When I was in 8th grade, when I passed my 8th grade, again back in India, from a government school, nobody bothers about studying. I got exactly, pass marks was 30%, okay, out of 800. And I have no shame in acknowledging that, okay. 800 were total marks, and to pass you need 30%. So you need 240 to pass any grade. If you believe me or you don't believe me, this is exactly what I got in the 8th grade. Okay? And in the 10th grade, you know district, right? You have Frisco School District here. You have 50, 60 schools. I'm talking about a district in my state where we had probably 500 schools. I was the 5th district topper. I'm not bragging about it. It's a fact. And how? I was never super intelligent here, neither I became super intelligent here. It's with practice. I did a lot of hard work. I realized that, okay, I'm going the wrong direction. There was some realization I came across, and then I started working hard. So that took me from here to here in 2 years. So my only message to you guys is that whatever we learn in the class is of no use if you're not able to practice them. When you practice them, you don't need to be super intelligent. I'm not saying that you are not super intelligent. You are 10 times more intelligent than me. But what makes you look intelligent as well is practice. So my only humble request to you all is make sure that whatever we learn in the class, try solving some problem by yourself. Break your head with that. If something is not working out, challenge your teacher, talk to your friends. More you deal with it, easier it gets. So please don't tell your friends that my teacher was a big failure in 8th grade. I mean, and if you're telling that, please tell this story also. That is the only way I can generate some respect for myself. Otherwise, people will laugh at me. Okay? Alright? I don't know whether my story looks convincing or not, but I have enough evidence to prove what I'm saying is right. Okay? Only practice is the key. Any questions?